Hi, Resilient Sunshine. Thank you so much for joining me today for a new meditation. And today we'll work on releasing some of the lingering things that might be holding us back or that we're holding on to without judgment, without any high expectations. This is an experience, and I'm grateful that you're joining it with me. I invite you to find a comfortable position to begin and take a deep breath in and out. In your own time to settle in your position, close your eyes and try to embrace this moment as much as you can, focusing on your breath coming in through your nostrils and coming out from your mouth. Coming in from your nostrils and coming out from your mouth. Continue breathing deeply like this, a couple more breaths in and out deeply, slowly, as slow as you can. And another one. Go back to your normal breathing here, and I'd like to invite you to hold your hands together, like in a gratitude position. Your two palms facing each other, and just continue breathing longly and deeply, but in our own rhythm, right? Just follow your own rhythm without stressing too much about it. Focus on your breath with no pressure and on your two palms facing each other. Inviting you here to reflect on something, one thing, one thing that is lingering in your mind or your body way too often, way more than you'd like it to. Perhaps it's one thought, perhaps it's a tension. Let the insight come to you right here, right now, as you're focusing on noticing it, allowing your breath to guide your focus. What is that one thing that you may be hanging on to? Perhaps it's an intrusive thought or a story that you're telling yourself. Perhaps it's a narrative that isn't serving you anymore. Stay with it a little bit. And as you stay with it, I'd like you to allow your palms to give just enough room for this idea or this thought or this tension to sit between your palms, almost like you were holding a little orb between your hands. And you're filling that space with this thought. As you breathe in, you embrace this idea. As you breathe out, you place it in this orb. This is a time to allow this reflection, this thing. Perhaps it's something someone told you, or just a tension that lives too much somewhere in your body. Direct it in this orb that you're holding between your hands. Allow it to take the space in there. And still focusing on your breathing in the meantime, allow this orb to take more space between your hands. As you're breathing in, settling in with this thought, and breathing out, the orb might grow larger. We sometimes fill ourselves with old stories and narratives, with conditioned thoughts that even affect our own body carrying its tension. And we might try to get rid of them by muffling them, turning them off, trying to ignore them. Let's try to give them room and the space where they can be without judgment. They happen to us. They don't need to define us, but we can still coexist. Allowing this orb to grow as big as the space that this thinking, this idea, this thing, this pain take in your life or in your body. Allow it to grow and just be there, be present. Hold it, hold it there, give it the space. Don't try to shift it, don't try to negotiate with it. Just let it be there a little longer, just a little longer. It might feel that this orb is growing so big that getting more to the size of a giant balloon. And that's okay. You might want to shift your hand position in order to keep holding it more comfortably. So do so whilst continuing to breathe in and out at your own rhythm, holding this giant ball in between your palms, feeling its weight. And strangely, as it's waiting on your palms, shifting away the weight from your own body, creating space from your own mind. It's transforming this massive ball into a giant balloon. Which color is your balloon? Can you start feeling its weight waving a little bit between your palms? Almost like it's demanding to take off. Perhaps it's time to allow this or allow this tension, allow this thing to go. Allow it to be, but not holding you back without holding on to it. Just allow it to be further enough so you can create space between you and this idea or this narrative or this tension. Perhaps this balloon has grown even bigger and is now threatening to fly away from you. So I invite you to hold it maybe a little further from your body and get ready to allow it to take off. We're going to give it just a tiny little nudge after a deep breath in and out. And as you exhale, I invite you to give it that final nudge to send it off. All right, we're ready. And we breathe in and we exhale for takeoff. Allow it to go and fly away from you. Picture its takeoff and this balloon that was giant in between your palms and your hands, flying and floating in the air. A little further, a little further, a little more further, getting smaller. Feel the lightness that has been created within you. Feel the space to be able to reflect and reframe, reframe things so differently than when you were caught in the middle of it. Appreciate that when we're holding onto things, we're keeping them a little too close, our vision might be narrowed. Cultivating this energetic space, like we've just done, can give us a little more bandwidth to apprehend this, whether it's a thought, an idea, a story, some tension. Allow yourself in this moment to think of a strategy to apprehend it differently than what you have before. Now that you have this metaphorical space between you and this tension, how could you go about it slightly differently than what you're used to? What's one thing, as tiny as possible, that you could change about it? One tiny little thing. That's right. Let the insight come to you, and nothing sparks up straight away. Don't worry. The space just helps you cultivate enough bandwidth to be able to let this brew in your subconscious. And before you realize it, you'll be able to welcome more insights as time passes. You can sit here a little longer and think a little further about your strategy deployment. Or perhaps you just want to appreciate this space that you've created. Just lingering here a little more, just a little more. And that's okay. So I invite you to continue your reflection or your relaxation, and I'll leave you to it with love and resilience.